Alright guys, I'm hopping back into more Dokkan Battle, and I want to talk about who you should be choosing with your 350 million download celebration, Red Dragonstone, the God Dragonstone 13, whatever you would like to refer to it as. But I did make a video similar to this during the 5th anniversary, but that was over a year ago, and over that time, units have been added to this roster, as well as different updates and units getting EZAs and such, which does make a large impact on who you should be choosing. So I figured now is a good time to sort of go over the Red Dragonstone once again. And with that being said, let's get right into things. Now, before I actually talk about the units, I want to make this sort of disclaimer. What I'm about to talk about, when I give these recommendations, these aren't end-all be-all answers. These aren't, yes, you should be picking these are strictly the choices that you should be making. It always depends on you as a player, your status, your box status rather, what units you don't have, what units do you have, that sort of situation. Do you have most of these units rainbowed? Do you have almost none or absolutely none of these units? That sort of thing. So you should be asking yourself those questions as you're watching while I am talking about some of these units. Just to be able to help you make the right decision. Again, this is just to help you make the right decision, to guide you into the right direction. But with that being said, let's get into the units. Now, I believe in my 5th anniversary Red Dragonstone video, I said that the Super Gogeta, the STR Super Gogeta, as well as the Ingenemba were the best picks. However, I don't agree with that anymore. I will say this. If you don't have them rainbowed, you probably should get them rainbowed, but they both have been sort of replaced. Well, Janemba has been sort of replaced, but the STR Super Gogeta has definitely been replaced. With Int Super Gogeta's EZA, this STR Super Gogeta is just obsolete at this point. Int Super Gogeta is way better. But if you don't have this STR Super Gogeta, he could still be useful for newer players. I'll, hop over to the Dokkan Wiki for a second to just sort of show you. When he's EZA'd, he has like all types K +3 and 77% to stats leader skill, which can be useful for newer players because when you're newer, you just want to be able to stack your best units regardless of type, extreme or super class, regardless of category, that type of thing, onto the same team. And he could be a decent leader for that, but you probably won't be able to EZA him if you are a newer player at that sort of status in the game where you need to just stack all your best units on the same team without worrying about synergy at all. But he's still a fairly okay unit. He's a, nuking type of unit. He can still hit pretty decent damage numbers, but once again, just completely replaced by the Int Super Gogeta EZA. Now, talking about Int Super Janemba, he hasn't been fully replaced. Now, he is, I can't remember if he's bulkier or if he's a little bit harder hitting than the STR Janemba EZA, but he isn't an entire downgrade. He's a side grade, I'd say. He does do, I think he's a little bit better offensively, actually, than I think STR Janemba's EZA is a little bit better defensively, but this unit puts up a little bit better in terms of damage numbers. I can't remember what the difference is between them, but this unit's still not bad at all. He's an extreme type unit, and it can help flesh out your extreme unit roster because for most players, I'd assume their extreme rosters are a little bit weaker because they're just not as hyped to summon on compared to, Super Saiyans and, the fusions and everything like that. But he's still pretty good. Guards activated against all attacks, medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack for 1 turn. He hits pretty decent damage numbers. Very good unit still. I'd say he's one of your best picks by far, still to this day. And if you don't have him rainbowed, I'd say go for it. You should try and rainbow him as soon as possible. But I do not think that he is the best option anymore. So overall, right off the bat, you can see that these two units are not the best anymore, at least not in my opinion, at least in context of nowadays meta, since it did shift quite a bit with the GT Legendary Goku event, God Destruction event, Extreme Super Battle Road. Those types of events are now the difficult events, so the landscape has changed. And I'm not even going to go over most of these fodder units like, AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Physical Full Power Frieza. I'm just not even going to give them the time of day. It would make the video way too long to just say, nope, it's bad. So, skipping over them. This STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta we'll quickly go over as well. I think he's one of the better picks since he is good even before his EZA. As you can see here, he does have a high chance, which is 50% chance to stun the enemy on his super attack, and he reduces damage by 80% for 7 turns before his EZA. So even before his EZA, he is useful, but of course his EZA does make him slightly better, giving him immense damage on a super attack instead of supreme damage multiplier. And he reduces damage received by 80% for 10 turns instead of 7, and he gains a big attack boost when the target is stunned. This unit is an absolute Super Battle Road killer, Extreme Super Battle Road beast. Even in some more difficult events than that, if you can manage to get the event done within the 10 turns where he has his damage reduction, I'd say he's a pretty good pick. But for sure, Extreme Super Battle Road beast, with Pure Saiyans getting their Extreme Super Battle Road stage eventually. Super Saiyan 3, Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, those types of things, Pure Saiyans, Vegeta's family, all of these, categories will be dominated by this unit with their Extreme Super Battle Road stages coming or already been out. Just a great unit, I think, still. So I'd say he's actually a pretty good pick. One of your best picks for sure with your Dragonstone. Physical Kid Buu, I won't open up the Dokkan wiki for this, but, he's aged, very weird. Back in the day, he was praised as the best support unit. I don't even think that is true anymore. He does have the best, I believe, support passive still, but he is just a terrible unit in himself. The only good thing about him is his support, and he gets absolutely destroyed in not even just the hardest content. Things like Super Battle Road, you can't bring him into. I just don't recommend picking him, but he's more notable than most of these other units. Like, all of this stuff is fodder. Super Saiyan 2 AGL Vegeta, he's alright. I mean, not really good for the most difficult defense. Maybe AGL Super, or AGL, or blah, 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 blah. AGL Super Battle Road, maybe you want to bring him into it. Same thing with this physical Super Saiyan Goku. He's pretty decent in Super Battle Road if you want to bring him into, physical Super Battle Road, something like that. This Int Metacooler, same thing as the Kid Buu, sort of. A very good support unit, but just can't bring him into the difficult events. Just not good enough, honestly. Not that good enough. And you can see the whole problem. Most of these units are just banner units that have been around forever. You probably already have most of these units if you have been playing for even just a year or so. You probably have these units at 2 dupes or higher, that type of thing. So, and things like the Family Kamehameha units, don't pick them. They've been choosable with other sort of items in other celebrations, like the Books of War, what are they called? The wish strips or the gift certificates or whatever. You've always been able to pick these guys up. And they're also banner units. So it's like, no, just don't pick them ever. These guys, they're okay. The Family Gallic Gun. Just no. I mean, these two are fairly okay. AGL Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa is pretty good, actually, for things like... I would say you can even bring her into Super AGL Extreme Super Battle Road. I think she could do alright in there, but she's decent. These two both have their EZAs, the Super Saiyan 2 AGL Khalifa, Physical Berserk Kill. They're pretty decent, but definitely far from being incredible. This STR Topo now is sort of my best support unit. I don't really recommend picking him. He's still really good, right? He's like the best support unit in my opinion. Very good with LR Tech Jiren linked with him, but the problem is that, again, with the most difficult events, just you're not going to be bringing him in there. You don't bring support into things like the God event. Just saying. You just don't. At least not in my opinion. So, he's a pretty good pick if you would like a support unit. He's still workable in other events. You know, like, you can bring him into things like the Legendary Goku event, Super Battle Road, those types of things, but he will struggle in the most difficult events. Now we have the two best picks, in my opinion. This Tech Super, or not Super, but Tech Kaioken Goku, and this Physical Saiyan Saga Vegeta. So let's take a quick look at them as well. Why do I think they're the best? Well, when we look at their... Well, first of all, they're very good even before their EZA, at least in my opinion. They both have good leader skills. Goku's family and Vegeta's family sub-lead, so 120%, and then Physical type key +3 and 90% to stats, or tech type key +3 and 90% to stats. So you can run a Goku's family / tech type team, or a Vegeta's family / physical type team, which does help with team building. And for newer players, these are two great categories. Vegeta's family and Goku's family are wide categories, have a lot of good units on them, and have a lot of good free-to-play units on them. So for new players, this is for sure your best pick. I think these are the two best units, because even before their EZA, they are 100% usable. They both raise attack and defense infinitely on their super attack as well, which is always a great thing to have. Stacking units, it can help you get through the Legendary Goku event with very relative ease. They do have EZAs, but we'll get to them in a second. They do have restrictions, or not restrictions, but their passives do have benefits when they're up against, Goku's family or Vegeta's family category enemies. When they're EZA, they get even better leader skills, greatly raising attack infinitely. Very good units, even when EZA'd. Obviously, EZAs make units better, so if they're good without them, they're incredible. Or I wouldn't say they're incredible, but they're like very good with them. So these are for sure the two best picks in my opinion. The Saiyan Saga, Tech Kaioken Goku, and the Vegeta. These two I think you should prioritize in rainbowing, especially if you are a newer player. If you already have them rainbowed, of course, you can just go back onto the list. And lastly, the Elder Kai. In the last time I said don't pick this ever, but honestly, this isn't a bad pick anymore. All these are just sort of fodder banner units that you probably have at high dupe counts, possibly rainbowed already, almost all of them, if you're a more veteran player, such as myself now. Yeah, if you need an Elder Kai, you need an Elder Kai, so I won't judge you. If you need it, you need it. And I'll just quickly rank them. I would say Tech Kaioken Goku number 1, Physical Saiyan Saga Vegeta number 2. This STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is probably number 3 for me, with Int Janemba at number 4, and then STR Topo at number 5, with the STR Super Gogeta being interchangeable with the Topo. So those two are duking out for number 5. But those are just my recommendations. Once again, it's not the gospel. So I hope it helped. Thank you guys for watching. Actually, before we say that, I just want to complain really quick. This is my whole problem. They really need to update this. They need to update the Red Dragon Stones. If they had the units up to like physical Vegito Blue and AGL Rose Goku Black, I think that would be pretty good actually. I think that'd be fair, and then you can start to put the put category leaders instead of 120% leads, or category lead EZAs instead of 120% lead EZAs on the Purple Dragon Stones. I think that would make a lot more sense. But now, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this helps, and until next time guys, I will see you guys later.